My next guest, do you recognise this theme tune? What do you reckon? Mr. Shaw, are you with us?
I am right here, yeah.
Do you recognise this? Please tell me you do, because it's the George Gently theme.
I didn't know we had one.
Martin Shaw is with us today and back on the TV screens as Inspector George Gently. How are you doing today, Martin?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
What's he like to play? Is he one of your favourite characters to play?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're in drama, what you want is conflict. I mean, the very definition of drama really is conflict, where you have a thought in your head and there's something conflicting with it. And George Gently has his career. He wants to be a policeman doing the right thing, but always in there is the fact that he's lost his wife, he's lost his soulmate. And so he's always dealing with something else while he's dealing with something else. And I think that makes it interesting to play and hopefully interesting to watch.
I think they call him damaged, I think is the word there.
I think damaged is one of the things, but then who isn't?
Yeah, indeed. Is he do you see him as like is his character a real person, as a real guy?
Oh, absolutely, yes. I mean, I couldn't play him if he wasn't a real guy.
You know, struggling with stuff that everybody has to deal with.
Yeah.
And what about your sidekick, Bacchus?
Interesting character, but then, you know, it helps that you've got there one of the best actors on television, one of the best actors anywhere, and one of the nicest people anywhere. So that really helps to make for something that's very watchable. And he doesn't stop now. I mean, he's playing everything and doing everything, and very well deserved too.
Is it, as an actor, is it nice to see your work is back on screen, if you like, even after so many years since you've been playing it? Because we've got so many channels now that you can get repeats pretty much all the time of some great stuff that you've done.
Yes, I mean, and after, you know, doing the job for so many years, 50 years now, 53 years actually.
Wow.
Yes, I mean, I'm seeing stuff there that I didn't even know I'd done. especially on YouTube, you know. I mean, there is literally one film there, extracts from a film on YouTube, and I have absolutely no recollection of ever having done it. Which is really odd.
You've obviously played Judge John Deed as well. You've been very lucky, actually, if you think about some of the characters. I mean, Ray Doyle is another, you know, massive character that you've played. Mm-hmm. You've been very lucky, haven't you, in your career to play some really iconic characters? Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's all about luck and chance, really. I mean, I always think to myself, whatever job I'm doing, there must be 20 or 30 people who are at least as well qualified that could be doing the job, but it's just a roll of the dice, you know. Well, when you get to your stage and you've done these characters, do you still have to audition, or do they offer you the role?
Do you know, I never used to audition. And I would go to interviews. And fortunately, I don't have to do that and haven't done that for a very, very long time. But even when it was vital that I did, I wouldn't do it because I tried very hard not to be arrogant, and it had nothing to do with arrogance at all. It had to do with the fact that my work comes from reacting as much as it does proacting. And so my work is done in response to an input from another actor. And auditions, you're just on your own, being selfish, if you like, just pretending that there's somebody there. And it always struck me as being incredibly unrealistic. And my Bible, almost, right from the moment I left drama school in 1965, it was realism, naturalism. So I used to go along to the interviews that were supposed to be auditions and say, look, I'm very, very sorry, but I don't believe in auditions, but I'll do a sight reading, or I'll tell you a joke, or I'll improvise, but I haven't got an audition speech prepared. And very often people would say, well, darling, you'd better go then, you know. So bye-bye. And I would go. But, you know, once in a while people would say, yeah, all right, I get the point, and I would get the job.
So you actually could have lost roles over this then?
Oh, well, I mean, not could have, absolutely
did. Yeah.
Absolutely did. But it didn't seem to me
that it was right to just act on your own, just do a speech on your own without anybody else there. It just jarred with me, and I couldn't do it. And sometimes it was extremely successful, I mean, I, in inverted commas, auditioned for Peter Hall and said the same thing to Peter Hall, and he was remarkably understanding and said, yes, I get it. Okay, well, let's do something else then. And, that started a relationship, if you like, with Peter Hall that went on through several productions. And it seemed to work when it really mattered.
Yeah. I've got a message from Jennifer, who's a big fan of yours. Says, I'm so pleased you're speaking to Martin. He's always been a top favourite actor of mine. I love George Gently, John Deed, and I have all these brilliant dramas on DVD, plus every Professionals episode. He's also extremely handsome and has a voice to die for. How much did it cost you to get her to write that?
Oh, not a lot, actually. I mean, people will do anything for a couple of quid these days.
Now, I played you the George Gently theme earlier. I cannot interview you and not play this, because this is one of the greatest themes ever.
I know what's coming up.
Yeah, it is, though, isn't it? It's a great theme tune, isn't it?
Yeah. Have you ever come across the LP?
No. Of the Professionals?
Yeah.
No.
I was in hysterics when it came. It came out in about, 1978, 79 or something like that, and they sent me a complimentary copy of the LP. And I thought, oh, God, all right then. So I put it on, and track one, of course, as you know, it goes, da-dum-dum, da-da-dum-da-da-da-da-da-da. Right, there's the theme tune.
Yeah.
Then the next track was called, it was something like Hunting Them Down. So I listened, and it goes like this. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. I thought, okay. Then track 3 is Romance, and it goes da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. And I thought, am I dreaming? And I went through 12 tracks, and every single one was da-da-da. It's the same thing.
That's called making the most of a theme, I think.
I believe it is, yes. It's also called exploitation, I think, in some people's vocabulary.
All right, well, it's been lovely to talk to you, Martin. Thank you ever so much. Inspector George Gently's back this weekend, isn't it?
Yes, so it is. Yes, you can have a Gently Fest. It's on a lot.
It is. UK TV drama will be showing that over the weekend. Lovely to talk to Martin Shaw on BBC Radio Cornwall today. So if you do like Inspector George Gently, UK TV drama will be showing that in a big, fest. A big George Gently Fest over this weekend and the following weekend.